What are you leaving in 2020? What are you leaving in 2020?
Poverty.
Hey, Janet.
No, no, I'm not going to say Janet. I'm not leaving Janet in 20. I'm taking her ass with me to the grave. I'm holding that grudge to the grave. That's like saying I'm not going to call Beyonce a thief. And here's the thing, the heifer stole, you steal back in the 2000s, it's still true to this day. My foot will stay on that mumbling neck because I will never forget the and running off. Run up quiet as it's kept. The people who rode the train with her from 59th Street on the A, she took the A train up to actually she took the local because she got off at 135th. I would have had more time with her mumbling heffing self if I had been on the train. I was standing outside for 2 hours to wait for her. I didn't know if we had just gone shopping because Maddie Rance was there. Shout out to Maddie Rance. Y'all follow his channel because Drag Race is about to be starting and he is the Drag Race queen, honey. But we could have gone shopping and like actually enjoyed our day, and he could have enjoyed his time in New York rather than standing out in the hot sun waiting for a mumbling heifer who said, "Come dance with me," and then wouldn't give us a shimmy. So no, I'm not leaving that. I'm never leaving that. And you know I'm not leaving that. And you love to test me by bringing it up so you can see, okay, he gives a new read every time. He brings a new approach to it every time. You love hearing about it. Let's be honest.
Well,
In the words of Rob Dixon, let's be honest.
lesbian. Since I know what you're taking with you in 2021, what are you actually leaving in 2020?
The weight that I lost. I'm leaving the weight that I lost. That shit can stay in. Ooh, Lord. I was able to drop a pesky 15 pounds in 2020, and they are staying. I ain't doing that again. That's what I'm leaving. I'm leaving that weight.
I'm going to leave my Kaya reads in 2020 in case she does something crazy.
It's Kaya. You know she is.
This is a good segue because of problematic things. I'll get to it later, but New York, Tiffany Pollard, like there was a clip running from, I'm guessing the show that is on Zeus, because she made an appearance on Chance's show. Now she's talking to this woman and she's saying all types of stuff, calling her a man, saying, how does it feel having a penis between your legs and big balls? And it was like really aggressive. And people were wondering, was the girl trans or not? And she wasn't, but it was still really problematic, like to the point where it was all over Twitter.
I am surprised. I'm very surprised because she was very articulate with addressing Laura Gloria Jovan about the colorism issue. So you're not, you're not woke. You're not hip. You know what's going on. That does seem like a regression back to, Flavor of Love when they had, a girl on the show that was of Asian descent and they called her Red Oyster. It took it back to then when when shit like that flew out the window, and you could have given, look at Jim Carrey's, one of Jim Carrey's character, the one with the ponytails and all of that. Like, it's like, girl, you went back to live in color. In living color, you can do what you want to do. You can't do that no more. You'll lose your sponsors. You'll lose your sponsors.
So this is what happened. This is like the exact quote. So one of the girls, Tiffany Walker, was competing for Chance's love. And she said, you aren't very forthcoming with me. You didn't shed any light on the questions that I had. And I feel like you have a situation. I do believe that you are a man. Like, was just talking right across from her. So the woman isn't transgender, but she said, I know I'm not. But she continued and said, does it bother you when I tell you that I feel like you're a man? That you have genitalia? What does that do to you? Like it was just getting real aggressive. And like she said, that's why you're leaving. That's why you're going home. I think she sent her home after this too. You got to look at the clip later, but it was a lot. So then, like, she came up with this apology yesterday, and it was a whack apology. Like, she was just like, well, I was always called a man. She was basically using that as an excuse and was saying, well, if I'm tough enough to be called a man, well, I was seeing that she was tough enough too. I was just like, ugh. And so many people like New York too. And the gays are the one that keeps her alive.
That's why you have your show on VH1.com, not VH1, VH1.com. Oh, that's ooh, Lord. And the thing is, a lot of things that flew years ago just don't fly anymore. And I'm sorry that you were called a man, but nobody's saying that now. And if people do say it, they get canceled.
Right.
Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Well, it's a new year and it's time to start a new you. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be available locally in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule a weekly video or phone session, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Visit betterhelp.com/roast. That's better HELP and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. Special offer for our Pop Roast listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/roast. And a lot of people are divided because, people love New York. I mean, she's the meme queen, everything. But my thing is, people were actually shocked. And I'm not shocked. Like, we put these, like, well, not we, but a lot of people laugh at these, like, problematic people that have a lot of audacity, like Kaya, Azalea Banks, City Girls, like
Lil Bootsy,
Lil Boosie, too.
T.I.
But,
Well, then again,
but,
he just thinks he's smarter than he is. And he also he thinks he's better in bed than he is.
But you know the difference though? The difference is that like Azalea Banks, City Girls, Kaya, like they're popular because of the gays. So that's why it's like to me, it's like, okay, y'all see them say all this reckless shit, but y'all surprised when they say this. So I don't know. I wasn't surprised. I'm sure she'll bounce back, maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, she's trying to bounce back and she's on the runway, but there's like a shudder and a shimmy with the wing, and she can't quite seem to take off back into mainstream. It's like I feel like she will always be okay. She just needs to know how to monetize her niche.
Exactly. I mean, she's doing better than Nene. And guess what? Another segue to Nene Leakes, who yesterday called for another boycott with a series of tweets. Exactly. Like, I thought she was going to talk about people leaving things in 2020. But, and she says, in 2021, we will form a march outside of these racist studios. Hashtag Black Women Matter. Don't believe me, believe your eyes.
Goodbye.
But we have so much more show left.
No, I was leaving Nene in 2020.
Oh, you know how I'm about to say Anderson Cooper. Well, he did too, but what's his name? Oh, Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, he hosts with Anderson Cooper, the whole ball dropping shit like that. So she was throwing shade at him with this next tweet. Be smart and do not support countdown shows tonight that aren't supporting or respecting Black women. Creativity and equality and blacklisting us from working if we speak the truth about their wrongdoings.
Now, Nene, you were working with Ryan Murphy. How do they blacklist you from that? Hollywood decided to hang up on you and you went crawling back to Bravo. Crawling. Thought you was about to be on your Angela Bassett and Viola Davis, and Hollywood said, you're on your Paula Jai Parker.
Ooh.
On your Golden Brooks.
Does anyone in the comments, like, do they see through this, all this self-servicing that she's doing?
Question. It's upsetting to me that Andy kind of played into Nene's narrative with Monique and the way he questioned Chris's finances. And it's like, he's shady. So we always are on the fence about him. But this reunion was just like, okay, you didn't shown your ass. You didn't shown your whole ass. So it's almost proving Nene right, but Nene is not right.
Right, that's the thing. Like, I think that helped her case a little bit, but still, in her case, she wasn't doing her job, and that's why she got fired. That's why you got fired. And you can't say you support Black women when you try to get those same Black women off the show.
I mean, remember, you need to get on the right team, so I'm gonna give you this right here. And Sheree was off the show, and but then again, Sheree she's not a striver.
Yeah, I mean, I still like Sheree. Sheree, I don't know, I think she's less delusional now.
Poverty will do that.
Speaking of, did any of y'all get y'all Trump checks? I'm just saying, because they're supposed to be coming out today.
Back to Nene.
So you were talking about earlier about how, with her and Andy's case with Monique, that could probably help Nene. Now, since we're already on the topic of Monique, let's just get to it. Because we didn't talk about the announcement that she made that she's not coming back.
We didn't talk about the reunion.
I know, we didn't talk about the final part. Part 3, I think it was my least favorite one because I was angry while watching it. Because I was just like, they are really gaslighting the Samuels. I hated that they completely ignored Candace's IG footage where she was saying like there was a plot as she was eating that cake. But they kept in Monique and her husband's Instagram live where it made them look bad, because Chris Samuels, he shouldn't have said what he said, but they used that footage. How come they couldn't use Candace's?
I was disappointed in the third part of the reunion because where was the binder? We were waiting for that binder. You had a full binder.
So I have an answer to that. Monique did an exclusive interview with All About the Tea. Y'all can all see it on YouTube. And she said she did read more things out the binder. They took it out. She said she was reading it for 20 minutes and they took all of it out. So hopefully, she'll have a Patreon or something where she can just read the details. Because I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that tea. I don't think Rob got read like how I wanted her to, but that whole part where she was like, I am so glad Juan Dixon isn't here right now. Like, that has become like a meme right now. I could not understand that scene. Like, why did she say that? And for all the talk in episode 1, I think, on labeling Black women aggressive and stuff like that, they definitely did that to Chris Samuels.
They sure did.
He's standing up. It's like, stop. He's standing. Like,
He was talking to another man. He wasn't talking to you. Again, Giselle, when penises are involved, you aren't. That was between Chris Samuels and Chris Bassett. No one was paying attention to you with the penis. No, it was not about you. You see, you saw two men getting up, and you got a little wet downstairs. It had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you. Whenever men are, excited, they're not excited about you. Your ex isn't excited about you. Sherman isn't excited about you. No one is excited about you. And we have seen your head Molati ass. You're nothing to get excited about.
And Chris Bassett was actually yelling at Monique. He said he wasn't, but he yelled at her. And I don't blame Chris Samuels for standing up. I'm like, who are you talking to? You're not talking to my wife like that.
Monique said, I know you ain't yelling at me. And then whenever Gabrice and Gabrisi would say something to Chris, she said, I know you're not talking to my husband because you don't have a man. So until you get a man, you cannot address a man. That's what's going on over here. I'll tell you, Chris Samuels and Monique, that is Black love. That is a husband. That is a husband and a wife who have each other's back no matter what. They went in there, Bonnie and Clyde.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm really disappointed that Monique is leaving, but after seeing part 3, I definitely can see why. Because she said she was on board after season 2. She said she was on board after the second part of the reunion, but after she saw the third, she was like, nah.
And they were going to make her suffer all through next season, kind of like Portia. But Portia had gotten put out by her bottom. And when a bottom puts you out, you don't even get to keep your toothbrush. Like, he put her out with nothing. He said, I ain't got nothing for you but pussy and bubble gum. And I'm fresh out of bubble gum. He left her on the street, destitute. Monique is a very wealthy woman with her own business and a very wealthy husband. So she's not going to have to eat the poop they made Portia eat.
But it's sad because Monique is like, she lives in Potomac, she has the coin, and she's actually a housewife. So they're losing, like, I think they're losing a great cast member, and it's going to take a lot to replace her. Because who else lives in Potomac now? Karen?
I would also say this is a body blow to the show because you've built up this crescendo of drama and you have this reunion, and now it's unresolved. Like, you can go back the next season, but what are you going to do? Talk about somebody who's not on the show all season like you did all this season?
So Monique brought up a point in her exclusive interview with All About the Tea, and the whole plot. So she said she wasn't mad at Giselle for bringing up her sleeping with the trainer. She was just like, oh, that's fine. I expected her to bring that up. But she was like, well, when Candace dropped that live, that's when her kid was named. And that's when she was angry. That's what she said in the reunion, why she was like just so angry about like all of them plotting about the kid. I still think Giselle brought it up on the show.
She did. And when Chris asked her, she was mute. Don't you talk to me. Well, you want to talk about my child. So if you speak on my child, I have every right to address you. You could have kept your mouth closed about my child, talked about Monique all day. I wouldn't have said nothing to you. Haven't for 5 seasons. But you opened your mouth on my child. And I'm an actual father. Like, you see, you sleep with men like Jamal Bryant, who don't take care of their children. So you don't know what a good father is. You may have had one, but you didn't pick up on that lesson. So you married a charlatan, you married a joke, you married a cheater, pumpkin eater, as you said yourself. So you don't know what a good husband is. So you that's why you don't understand why he was addressing you, because that's what real fathers do. But your children don't have a real father. They have Jamal Bryant. And that's an embarrassment.
I used to like Giselle, I think around season 1 and 2, because I was like, okay, she's messy and, she's beautiful too. But I don't know, the way she like treated Monique, it was just like, like when she first started. Like you could tell she did not like her. I'm just wondering, there was no reason for her not to like Monique in the beginning.
Giselle has become Sheree Whitfield. No business, no plot line, no man, and an unfinished house. Barn,
Ooh,
as you said. Barn.
do you remember, since you're speaking about Sheree, remember when she tried to get back with her ex too and nobody was buying it? They did the exact same thing. So
Ooh,
thank you for bringing that up.
thank you for bringing that up. I brought it up and you hit that alley oop.
And
We Monique and Karen that shit. You came through with the is Jamal coming?
right.
We really see the parallels.
Yeah.
Like, damn. You see, at least Sheree's kids were old, where they was like not with the they weren't that old because that son was still sleeping on an air mattress in her apartment, kind of like Robin's kids. Well, Rob's kids.
So remember Sheree was also trying to do that like that jailbird storyline too? Like she was talking to that man in prison. I was like, she is grasping for straws at this point
that
to
was
stay
her
on the show.
last. That was her last season when production said, "Look, we're not going to film you if you don't have something. You're not going to get
Right.
paid for the episode."
Mm-hmm.
That's why Sheree was like, "Okay, well, I guess I can spend this money on this collect call, and the episode will cancel it out."
Well, I think we've exhausted the Potomac talk, but it was a great season. God help them to get another to get someone to replace Monique. So we'll see.
That is going to be a challenge. But Bravo may be down, but they're not out because they are filming with all this Erica Jane gossip, and she's getting ready to be deposed. And I can't wait for that article. I will go to the court reporter myself and get the transcripts. I want to hear every word of it. Baby, you wanted to hide your business, and now you are going to have to, in the words of Phaedra Parks, show us your cervix for a quarter.
Well, speaking of jail, Lori Laughlin, she's out of prison now. It was basically like a little vacation for her. Like she spent a little bit, like almost 2 months, for that little college admissions scandal. I mean, look at whiteness work. Like if she was black, she would still be in there to 2026, probably.
Like the Black woman who registered her child in a different neighborhood in Connecticut so they could go to a better school. She's still serving time. They gave her 5 hard years while she does 2 soft months.
But yeah, that Full House mom, like after she just served this, she'll be on 2 years of supervised release, and she has to perform 250 hours of community service.
They really need to be specific about where she needs to perform that community service, because if she just filmed some PSAs in her house.
No, I want her in the Bronx or Inglewood or something, like doing something embarrassing and humiliating.
This could be a wonderful moment. Take her to Inglewood, and the thing is, the woman's an actress. She knows about the business.
Give her acting classes.
She could really teach people something. She could, and not just acting classes, but also how to make money. How to make money in the business, how agents work, how production works. She's produced things. Like the woman does have some valuable knowledge that she could pass on to our community, the community she took from. So let's put her there.
Masika is engaged.
My feet are clean, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that was all I had. Like she's engaged.
To what?
A man. That's all I got. That's all I got.
I was gonna read that story too. Hold on. Child, her husband look as gay as Hazelie's. Oh,
Really? The
these,
main one?
these girls are going out and getting themselves some bottoms. Bottoms are winning in 2020 and 2021.
Well, at least she's not getting underage men like Black China.
That's a point.
A man in New York is filing a class action lawsuit against the Hawaiian Rolls Company for false advertising. King's Hawaiian Sweet Rolls. So, yeah, like he's suing for allegedly misleading customers.
Because the rolls are not imported from Hawaii.
I believe so. And it was taking the cases from a Long Island attorney who filed the lawsuit on behalf of that person. King's Hawaiians has been known as the most authentic purveyor of its eponymous Hawaiian rolls. Wow. Like, I mean, they are good. I mean, but really? Like, just because they're not from Hawaii?
I mean, how do you think it would be fresh? Like, dude.
Let me just go sue KFC because I know that chicken is not all from Kentucky.
You know what? I'm sure somebody probably sued Kentucky Fried Chicken saying the chicken ain't from Kentucky. That's like, well, you saw them frying it in the back, so you knew. The recipe is from Hawaii, not the rolls. Nice try, sir.
You see how you just put that together so easily? People are dumb. But yeah, I might have to do a class action against the Popeyes lady because I know she's not making all the chicken. I know she's not.
I would say, does she even own Popeyes? Does she have a stake, or is she just an actress that they hired to do the commercial? Exactly. So we're gonna have to sue. We're gonna have to sue. Who else can we sue? Where is Long John Silver's, and how long is his John? Because if he got a small penis, that's false advertising too. Every new year, all you hear is new year, new me. That usually means you'll be picking up better habits or trying new things. I know I'm going to be getting into hiking this year. And if you do take up a new hobby, it's even better when you have an amazing audio that will make the experience better. That's why I recommend wireless earbuds from Raycon. Whether it's following along directions in the kitchen, binging an audiobook while learning to knit, or powering through a new workout with a pumped up playlist in your ear, a pair of Raycons can make any activity easier and a better time. Raycon makes great sound accessible to everyone. Their wireless earbuds start at half the price of other premium audio brands.
And guess what? If you think having white stems dangling out of your ears looks ridiculous, that's something you don't have to worry about with Raycons. They come in a range of stylish colorways. Mine are blue, but always with a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look. And they don't just look great. Raycons perform wherever you take them, with up to 6 hours of playtime, water and sweat resistant construction, and Bluetooth that pairs quickly and seamlessly. You heard us say this all before, so if you still don't have a pair of Raycons, I've really got to wonder why. Raycons is offering 15% off all their products for our Pop Roast listeners, and here's what you've got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/roast. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/roast. That's buyraycon.com/roast. So do you remember like on Twitter, like a while ago, there was this fake teen doctor that was actually doing like giving like, I think prescriptions and shit?
Yes, I remember him.
Oh, okay. So he's been arrested again for fraud and grand theft Thursday morning. Authorities haven't released any details in the case except for the charges. So you remember in 2018, Love Robinson pleaded guilty to several fraud charges, grand theft, and practicing medicine without a license. His patients were saying he claimed he held several degrees, including a PhD, an MD. He sounds like Wendy. What his patients didn't realize was that he was just 18 years old.
Sounds like Phaedra.
Oh, yes. um, but Thursday, he was charged with stealing more than $20,000 from an elderly Palm Beach County patient when he was allegedly treating in 2015. Huh. He was later charged and arrested, wow, in February. He was released from prison after serving nearly 21 months at a maximum security lockup outside of Fort Myers. Wow, he did real hard time for that. Now, that's again, if he was white, he would have been in there for like maybe 2 weeks.
Or, well, Phaedra hasn't served a day, so.
That is crazy. Phaedra can't get anyone else off, but she can get herself off on a bunch of things.
Well, now she has to get herself off since she doesn't have a husband.
See, I set up the alley oop, and you just do the slam dunks. That's Pop Rose for you.
I mean, I'm sorry. If I was married to an Apollo, I'd just happily pay for him and be fine. Like, I wouldn't have him out there, being a patsy running the streets. You keep that kind of man at home. That's a stay-at-home husband.
So, did you see, like, not only is Wendy Williams coming out with that movie, but now there's like an actual documentary with her, and it's titled Wendy Williams, What a Mess. Did she approve that? Like, I don't want What a Mess connected to my biography. Like, literally, it says, like, what a mess.
I think that I think that she did the movie deal while she was fragile. So I think this probably came along with it as a companion project, and she agreed to do that while she was fragile, because she was on that couch just, spilling it all. And I don't know, I'm hoping that maybe once, she's gotten all of this off of her chest, and as well as those bad 90s implants, because the Pamela Anderson look is over. I mean, even Karen's moved on, so come on. I think maybe it's just like, sometimes we do have messy parts of our lives, and it was a messy divorce and, a messy moment, and, the cocaine was messy on her desk. So it was a mess. She's being honest.
I agree. It comes out January 30th, and she's telling it all. Like, she's going to talk about the baby, the illegitimate child, I'm guessing, how her cheating husband was like getting over on her. I think how she been knew.
I was gonna say, like, you're gonna have to come out with some Ashley Darby. Like, this was an open marriage. We've been throupling and coupling, and he had a house 15 minutes down the road. So I knew, like, I'm gonna need to hear some ownership. This is not going to be some, oh, poor wit girl.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
But now this is not that great to say, but this truly is part of her karma, because this story probably would have never got out had the Daily Mail didn't do that huge expose on her. I'm not sure who she pissed off, but they literally, I think, followed her for a year or something. Like,
that was I don't know, was it Method Man or Red Man? Who's the one who she exposed the wife's cancer? Because whoever it was one of them. I can't remember which one, but I think it was them. I think they.
I didn't know she knew that.
Yeah, I cannot remember if it's Method Man or Red Man, but one of them, their wife had cancer. She recovered, thank God. But like, Wendy put it out there, and the wife hadn't told anybody because it was her journey. It was her story to tell. And she just didn't want anybody to know she was sick. And that's one of the things why people don't like Wendy Williams. It's like, when she did that, that was a watershed moment where people, like, they still may listen, but it was just like that was going over the line.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I just remember, like, that story just kept snowballing until it got bigger and bigger until she couldn't hide it anymore. Then she did a little drop, and then and then that's when it all came out.
I love how you just dropped and then came back up like everything was normal. Kind of like her.
Jesus.
She's like, child, please. You know I used to smoke crack. I done fallen out like this a few times. Remember back on the radio?
Oh goodness. She
What
was a mean person back then.
what what I really want is the movie with Robin Givens playing her to come out. I want to see that. I would pay thousands of dollars to see that.
It's not available?
No, it's not. It's not.
Huh. I'm sure if you do some searching, it's out there.
It really isn't. Like she really I don't even think the movie was necessarily finished. I think because they did a good sizzle reel cut, so some scenes were shot, but it was very like still mid-production. So there it may not really exist. But if it does exist, like I know like I want all the raw footage, and I know Wendy still has it. You know she archives that stuff. I want the raw footage from that. I want to see whatever there is to see from it, because that was one that was amazing.
Speaking of that, a lot of people liked our suggestion for the Sex and the City reboot for Regina Hall.
Oh,
Someone else said Robin Givens, and I was just like, that could work too. Or
okay.
Vanessa Williams, because she's right in that age range and is gorgeous. And when she was Wilhelmina, she has that attitude too. So
Okay. Yeah, and that's true. We need somebody who's got that boss energy that's going to replace Samantha. So yeah, I see it. I see it too.
yeah.
The last thing I saw Vanessa Williams in was that crazy Halloween movie.
Oh, that hair movie.
So I was like, mm.
I didn't see that. So
It was
I'm just not a fan of horror.
it's not horror. It was just funny. It was delightfully funny. Like you could watch it and you will not be scared.
Okay. I'll put it in my queue.
Put it in your
Um,
next Halloween.
yeah, I'll put it off till then. Yeah.
Like I ain't saying rush to go see it, but you can put it on while you're frying catfish, and I think you would get a good kiki out of it. I think you would like the cultural reference in it. It's funny, and it's funny and smart, but it's also not like we're beating you over the head with the point.
Okay. Are there any new TV shows you're watching or anything like new?
Child, I'm trying to get some bucks up for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Um,
Oh yeah, like actually mine is coming out in 15 minutes. It wasn't a bad episode actually, but the past two, there was kind of like I get why you're like putting it off.
and why it's off-putting.
You know who you look like right now with that beard? You look like
I look like V for Vendetta.
no, you look like Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother, the one that was on Wild and Crazy Kids. I think his name is Omar Gooding. Just a little bit.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I asked you that because I'm started watching The Flight Attendant. It's on HBO Max, and it's an easy watch too. It's only 8 episodes. Each is 40 to 45 minutes. It's really good. And Rosie Perez is in it.
Okay, I like her. And I've been meaning to get to The Undoing. And it's like, I'm going to get to it.
Oh God. Oh my God. I cannot believe you missed it. You need to cut this off right now and watch. It's only 6 episodes. It is Nicole Kidman being a distressed white woman. Oh my God. You gotta watch it. I cannot believe you have not watched that yet. If you love Big Little Lies, then you need to watch The Undoing.
Okay.
You might need to do like a commentary on it because you will gag on the last episode.
Okay,
I just cannot believe that's how excited I am for you to see it. It is that good.
I'm feeling it. I'm like, I like when you give this strong of a recommendation. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, all right.
Because definitely, if you love like murder mysteries, like it is good. Because you'll be well, I won't say anything else, but It is a good murder mystery.
Okay, well, now I'm looking forward to it. With what we do, we get suggestions thrown at us all the time. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I've definitely been like, oh, I never would have thought of this. Thank you for telling me to watch it. And then sometimes I'm like, you this is what we're do. Oh no, okay, well, this was a cute 15 minutes, but I'm gonna shade on. But I know you know my taste and the fact that you're so excited about it, and we both love Big Little Lies so much. And I like Big Little Lies. I found out who I was. I am Renata Klein. I'm self-made.
I will not be rich.
Oh,
Right.
God, if that isn't the essence, that is me. That is my molecular structure. I will not be rich.
She said that with her like I felt that. I think she got the Emmy for that role, but oh, she was good. She was good in that one.
Mm.
I'd be underestimating. I was like, ain't that woman from Jurassic Park? What else she did? And then like she's good.
Well, I would also say now they're writing roles for not just women, but women of a certain age and women of a certain color. Where we got Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh, that was good too. Anything with Reese Witherspoon in it is gold.
Mm.
Anything.
Those, you know what? Those were some of the best TV moments of 2020. Was we got Big Little Lies, and we were at home for it. We got Tiger Kings, which, I want to shout out their production because they really did tell an amazing story. And then we got Little Fires Everywhere.
You want to know how long 2020 was? The Circle was on in January. Like I was like, oh my God, it really was when someone reminded me. Like 2020 felt like a Black Mirror episode. It really like hopefully there is no sequel to this. January 5th, I'll know if this year's going in the right direction because that is when Georgia needs to go to the polls and vote. You got decrepit old fools like Mitch McConnell blocking money to people in need, and to take away his power, we need Georgia to show up. So hopefully, Lord Jesus, hopefully we can get Georgia blue, real blue. And just last on our TV discussion, everyone is talking about the Shonda Rhimes TV series on Netflix, The Bridgerton.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can't get into it. Like, if y'all want to comment, if y'all want to let us know in the comments, like how y'all think about it, because I don't like period pieces at all. And I heard it's basically a period piece mixed with Gossip Girl.
I am with you. I could do a little bit of a period piece, but I look at that show and I'm just like, I tried to get into Downton Abbey, The Crown. Like, I feel like I love those shows and clips, but I just no, it just isn't for
And
me.
I heard,
But I'm happy for everybody who's enjoyed it. And I will say, I love a good Downton Abbey clip. I will never watch the show fully, ever. But I love a good clip of, Lady Grantham saying, "What's the weekend?"
is that Maggie Smith?
Mm-hmm. From
Oh,
Princess
okay.
Track.
Is she still with us?
She is still with us, and anything she does, I want to see.
Okay. And I also heard in Bridgerton, like Shonda Rhimes be casting some fine men, and she has a history of like hiring fine male actors. Like if you've seen Scandal, if you've seen How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy, she's had.
Who was cute on Scandal? Columbus Short is short. Tony Goldwyn was, an okay looking older white man. Cyrus was ugly. Josh Molina, I could marry Josh Molina. Josh Molina was cute. Let's see. Jake didn't come in until the end. The one from Felicity, and then her black love interests weren't cute either. That senator, I mean, he was like, I'm sorry, that ain't fine. He okay looking, but that ain't fine.
I can't remember too much on Scandal, so I'll give you that. But in some other roles, like she's as good as Tyler Perry with hiring a fine ass man.
Okay.
And last but not least, about Tyler Perry, do you watch P Valley?
Last and least is Tyler Perry. He is always least. Yeah, I watched P Valley. I reviewed it.
Oh, okay. So that fine bodyguard who is basically my celebrity crush,
Diamond.
unfortunately. Anywho, the actor that plays the bouncer, he was on Angela Yee's show. Right. And for some reason, she brought up something about Tyler Perry casting fine men. And he brought up saying that, like, yeah, a lot of people thought I was gay or something because I was a part of Tyler Perry's production. I don't know what Tyler Perry movie he was in or show, but yeah, he was saying, yeah, I know Tyler, and he's not gay. And I'm not sure why that made so many headlines, but it did. It did.
You know why? Because I've never heard anyone announce they were an idiot like that. Like, really? Like, I'm not attracted to him anymore because I don't like stupid people. And you are stupid if you truly believe Tyler Perry is a heterosexual. Like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. It's just like it makes me wonder, are you high functional or low functional? Like, how are you able to pay your bills and operate as a human if you're that fucking stupid? Because that's
Look,
stupid. I am sorry. There's a lot of shit I will believe, but Tyler Perry putting his penis in a vagina ain't one of them.
you could call him stupid all you want. He could, he can get it. Like,
I can't have no stupid people in my house.
I'm sorry, any type of way, over easy. Like, oh my God.
He
Like,
probably got skid marks. Please, if he's that stupid, he don't know how to clean his ass. That is a dirty ass,
stop
bald,
ruining
musty
my
motherfucker.
fantasy.
Now, you see, he said that he was
La 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 la. La la
that
la 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 la.
that statement was so stupid. I now know how bad you smell. I now know you probably don't floss because you're
Stop
stupid.
ruining my
If
fantasy.
you believe that, no, you can find somebody else. My fantasy was ruined too. But if you're stupid enough to believe that Tyler Perry is a heterosexual, I can't trust you to floss or wash your ass properly. I'm sorry, because you're stupid. You believe Tyler Perry is heterosexual. I know him. He's not straight. One, you don't know him. You worked on one show with him. So let's be real. You don't know him. You don't know shit. You saw him on set a few times, and probably while he was sucking his dick in between takes to keep your job. But he's straight because it was just for work. Oh, girl, I can't deal with that kind of stupid. I would say, you know what I'm leaving in 2020? Stupid motherfuckers. If you can't get your shit together, bye. I am done with idiots. Ooh, I'm done with idiots. And that is an idiot. Ooh, I think Tyler Perry.
Um, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a happy new year. I will see you sooner than my lawsuit against Popeyes.
And I will see you sooner than Diamond sees common sense. It's a damn shame. Just
You didn't know he said that?
no. I don't like stupid, so I don't look for it in the news. It's always popping up at me. Oh,
It's our
that
job.
is
So, like,
bad. That is just sad. I mean, that is just dumb. That's like Sherry Shepherd saying the world is flat. Like that's that's how I equate it. If you say Tyler Perry is straight, you probably think the world is flat too. So shame something that pretty, that stupid.